Okay, I don't remember what I was going to talk about today, but I am going to talk about the job, right? I don't know if there's insecurities or what's going on, but the rumor is that there are some people who are working a total of 60 hours and then they get sent home. Jerry is one of them. He works, just flipping flaps, right? The little small packages. So, also, Sage, he has said that, he's working, all this overtime also. And I was like, oh my, that's great, right? But it's interesting how the people who don't work hard, well, yeah, the people who seem like they're not hard working, maybe the work comes easy to them. Maybe that's it. Okay? They happen to work the maximum amount of overtime, right? So the work was slow coming. The scanning was messed up. I'd have to, try to scan it a couple of times underneath the scanner before it actually scanned. I told my manager, she said, yeah, that seems like it's happening on all of the floors. I don't know. It doesn't look good. I completely forgot, to check if I had been accepted at the other location near my house. I would be going to a 1044, basically doing without, any benefits. I would still have access to the clinic, but I just don't like the idea of them, taking up, 4 days of the week, right? So, I don't know. I'm going to go and find out online if they have any other locations that just have a weekend part-time somewhere. Closer to the house. Just because, a lot of people has left this location for sure. A lot of people have left. But I still think amnesty has a lot to do with it. I was asking this lady, how come she's over there and she's slowing down my work, and she was like, well, it slows down on both sides, and I'm just like, what the hell? What in the hell? Right? The guy was slow to put the totes on our conveyor. I did it once, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it any more than that. I unjammed, the conveyor once, and I was like, no, I'm not going to unjam it more than once. And I'm telling you, for a while there, I had to keep doing andons. And then the rack lights started. When the rack lights started in, I was like, okay, this is pissing me off. And I'm like, gotta go home. Gotta go home, right? So I got an hour and a half PTO to get my ass on out of there. Yeah, I do go home a little frustrated because I have to struggle and I have to make up, time and my numbers, and my shit's not being recorded, I went and looked to see my progress. My progress said fair. And I'm like, how is it fair when, Amnesty and RME, they keep fucking up shit. So if they go to another station, they blast in their radar to slow everything down, or to make it come to a complete stop. And it's very frustrating. And I don't know if that's their quest to get the people out of there, because things have slowed down a lot. And then you have a lot of people who are just working a lot of overtime. So I would say 60 hours is a lot, right? And most of those people that are working the overtime, interesting enough, they're not doing heavy lifting, right? They seem to be on some kind of modified work. And it's like, how are you letting somebody on modified work all this overtime? They should be excluded from doing oh, look at that Honda. The Honda Prologue Elite looks nice. Looks 1,000 times better than the other Hondas. So definitely next week I'm gonna start doing my resume, because for some reason, they keep thinking, I don't know, maybe they think I'm full-time. I'm not full-time. I'm only part-time. But because of whatever it is, it's like, well, get rid of her and I'll work her shifts, and I need to make extra money, and and I know Sandra, I know she works a lot of overtime. I see her Cadillac up there all the time. And I'm like, more power to you for working so hard. It's just money. It's just money. So I don't know. There might be some overtime, to be got, since a lot of them already exceeded their, it's 60 hours a week. So they might not, they might be looking to, fulfill these hours right away, so they can have 60 hours. And some of them, they just don't go home. They just don't go home. It's like, wow, overtime had to be authorized. But that's none of my business, unless it becomes, a situation that flows over into other people who are just trying to get their hours in. And then you have these people who are working, a full-time job and a part-time job regularly. And I know inflation and higher food prices have made everybody, desperate. Higher electricity, it just, and more people had to go to the hospital, to the doctor. Yeah. But I know when I was on job accommodations, they wouldn't let me work overtime. So I guess it depends on the kind of overtime. But it just seems to me because when I was on job accommodations, when I was on job accommodations out at Carrollton, and couldn't lift 35 pounds or something like that. Well, they didn't have any flats, did they? Anyway. I guess Amazon might be working with Fetch to record the receipts so they can catch on to the trends, of people's buying habits. I guess. So, anyway, it's nice out. It's 70 degrees out. 70 degrees out. After we just had, 40 degree and 30 degree weather. And this is how it's been, these fluctuations in temperatures is what makes people sick. It isn't the fact that it's just cold, but it's that fluctuation where your body can't, adjust to the fluctuations. But I am going to check to see if, I had got an offer from this other location, because I did put in an emergency transfer so that I can work somewhere near my home. And then that would be a 1099, because I would be doing like contractual work. Because as it stands right now, it doesn't look like I'm going anywhere anytime fast. Now, if I put in some applications to various places and I get a reply, then I can do like this job and another job if it's a, an easygoing job. But I haven't been doing that. Wow. So my tire pressure light just went off, which is like weird as F. A lot of people got off being sick during these bouts of Arctic blast, for sure. See, here we are at 70 degrees. 70 degrees. And I didn't like the fact that these bangs kept getting into my eyes as I was working. So I might go back to wearing the longer wig tomorrow. Just because it's cut all the way across like that. Items today that always upsets me when the items turn up missing. I don't like that. Say right now.